Welcome to the Coffee and Questions podcast. I am your host, Michelle Berman-Michael, and my mission with this podcast is simple: to help realtors and loan officers across the world tap into the value Instagram can have for them and their business. To me, organic business that comes to us is the name of the game. On this show, you're going to hear from myself, other experts across social media, and also others that are just like you, selling real estate and doing loans and doing it at a high level on social media.
But not really. When you choose to become an entrepreneur, because the realtors are entrepreneurs, we have to go out and get our business. We don't have a salaried position. When you decide to become a marketer, when you decide to become a lender, you need to understand what you're stepping yourself into. Number one, people think it's easy shit. It's not easy shit. It's very hard. In my town, there are 6,000 realtors, okay? And everybody wants a piece of the pie, okay? So when I started a team, or even when I got into business, I was like, how is Lana gonna be different? How are you going to be different? Michelle, you have to compete with yourself with other coaches. How are you going to be different? Okay. How are you going to bring the value every day and come authentic and genuine and earn people's business? This is not easy shit. So the minute one decides they want to step into the industry and try to become a living, okay, number one, identify your why. Your why is going to push you. Your why is going to push you. But also you need to understand there's no more privacy. In this industry, the privacy is not a factor. Okay, because we're in people's industry. Okay, and social media is going to be it. Videos is going to be it. Even Gary V and all the big speakers and gurus say video is going to be it. So if you want to be a grandfather agent who just does 1 or 2 deals a month and no one knows about you, it's your call. But if you want to become somebody in your town, if you want to be influencer in your community, and you want to earn referral business and not give all your dollars to Zillow, you're going to have to open it up. I'm telling my team right now, we have some team members coming, going. Right now it's 12 of us. You know, in the next 3 months, we're going to grow again. And I'm telling everybody, and they're probably tired of hearing me, I was like, your Facebook is no longer your private hub for your family photos, you need to be adding people, everyone you meet, it needs to be on Facebook. Number one, because Facebook, yeah, it's an older platform, but it's very hard to tell somebody, oh, hey, nice to meet you. Follow me on Instagram. I mean, how are you going to not follow you on Instagram? Like, are you going to follow them? But on Facebook, you send that friend request and you can send a message and make sure it goes through, right? So for longest time, Facebook for me was my CRM. And I tell everybody, you need to start posting there first, because average avatar, like our avatar, right? What is it, 25 to 45, something like that? They're on Facebook. They may be on Instagram. I don't know if they're on TikTok. They may or may not. But you have to do that to grow your business. You no longer can be a secret agent. It's not going to get you anywhere. And if that's who you are, I mean, good luck to you, but it's not going to get you, it's not going to get your grandkids retirement, or you're not going to be able to buy multi-investment properties, right? Because number one, you know how it is. Okay, life is hard. Our careers are hard, but it's a biggest blessing for me. I know it's the biggest blessing for you. But average consumer, your client avatar, they don't have opportunities that you now have. And they sit at home and they want to see your shit. They want to see what Lana is doing, okay? Because Lana is maybe a role model. They want to see what Michelle is doing. And for all of you watching or listening to this episode, people want to see what you're doing, because you know what? Maybe somebody's having a great day and your little motivational video that you just shoot on your freaking phone, it's going to make their fucking day, right? Don't mean to sound as a repeat a record, but on TikTok, right? Because remember on TikTok, they say you need to have a niche, and I'm like, okay. So I grew my account originally as a mom humor, whatever. But then I'm like, I'm not getting any leads. So I started plugging in little real estate thing, but the real estate thing is not rolling a lot. You get a little bit traction, I connected with a lot of local realtors. But then when I was going through this mommy makeover, the reason why I started being raw and posted about it is because for my own due diligence, I had to talk to 5 ladies. There is not enough information for recovery from mommy makeover. Just from the start, where my doctor did an excellent job, but his information to me was so basic, where I already was prepared much more in advance without his help. Just is how it is. I identified 5 ladies, talked to this mommy makeover things, right? But number one, I had to just decide I'm going to do it. My husband's like, you're fucking crazy. You're going to post all this shit on social media? I'm like, yes, I will. Yeah, I will. What are you going to do about it? Well, anyway, that's a completely separate story. My husband was bottling me actually just to do TikTok since like day one. He doesn't believe in that. But do we care? We don't really care, you know? And believe it or not, so many females reached out to me. They're like, thank you for sharing it. And because like we were afraid, now we see that you got it, we can do it. And that like makes me feel so empowered. It's not real estate, it's not more leads, but I'm feeling like I'm helping somebody, and it's a great fucking feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I've told the story multiple times, and I'll tell it again. Right. And you know, my life story recently, you know, my husband and I moved across the country with a 2-week-old. So my son was born right before we knew we were moving to Louisiana. I was still pregnant when we knew had to move to Louisiana. So we had no furniture in our house. I still remember getting the beautiful present from you and being like, that was the first piece of food I've eaten all day, because we have nothing in our fridge because it's all packed and gone. You know, just like I went through this experience, and then now moving across the country, my son was 2 weeks old at the time. You know, we don't have any family here. We have no friends here. I have a very successful business with girls that work for me, which is great, but there was still a lot of stress about having to move across the country, being a mom, a new mom at that, being in a place with no help, no family, all of those things. Oh, and mind you, my husband used to be home all day and now has a full-time job and is gone for 10 hours a day. And I'm a new mom in that same thing. So I'm learning how to do all of these things. And I got to be honest, right? The postpartum depression was horrible. It was so bad. I mean, there was a morning I called my mother-in-law and I just cried my eyes out. And I said, you know, Mom, like I'm struggling here. Like, I don't know who to talk to. My neighbor is a cow. Like, what do I do? You know? And she's like, you get your ass in the car and you come to Dallas and you hang out for a week. So I did. But the point of the matter is that I've created this vulnerability in myself that has allowed other people to want to talk to me because of that, right? So there's tons of moms, there's tons of wives, there's a lot of military families that I've worked, or military agents, I should say, that I've worked with recently because I've been willing to share a lot of those things. So my connector in a lot of cases is that I'm a mom, right? And is that I'm somebody that has a business and is trying to juggle both, is the fact that I live in a military town where like the population is literally 5,000. Half the houses are falling over because of the hurricanes, and nobody had the money to rebuild anything. So the closest store is a Walmart and it's like 20 minutes away. There's no Starbucks. Like, these are the things that I talk about, right? And people resonate with that. People have connection to that. And so all that just goes to say that vulnerability is where our power lies. So if you want to be in business in 5 years and you're not willing to use social media, you're not willing to post on Instagram, you think that, you know, everything has to be super, super private. Like, I mean, just stop even trying, in my opinion, right? Like, it's just not going to work. And I talked to a lady this morning who posted in Lab Coat Agents, you know, you and I both are in that group, asking for a referral, right? She asked for a referral for a specific city. And I went to her profile, went to her Facebook, I went to her Instagram, and I'm like, I even Googled her. I literally Googled her to try to find her on Zillow, try to anything on her Berkshire Hathaway, like landing page that had like her face, her description, the whole thing. I kid you not, I could not find this woman's cell phone number anywhere. Zero. Right. And I'm like, you're missing the boat here. And she goes, oh, well, I don't like sharing my cell phone number, when I finally got connected to her. And I'm like, ma'am, you just posted in Lab Coat Agents, the #1 Facebook group on the planet for referrals. And you don't want to share your cell phone number. How do you expect them to want to get a hold of you? You know?
Exactly.
So that's my long-winded way of agreeing with what you were saying of like, you just have to, if you want to be relevant in this business. You said it, you said video, and I couldn't agree more. And I don't like being on video. Sometimes I don't like the sound of my voice. And my lashes looked like crap when I moved to Leesville, Louisiana, because there wasn't anybody that did lashes, you know?
Lash game is real.
Yeah.
But here's a funny story that I just remembered. See, my mind is like, if I remember it, I need to tell it. Otherwise, I'm going to forget it. So my Instagram messaging, because on TikTok, you cannot send a message unless you're friends with somebody. So a lot of these ladies have been messaging me, and I've been actually replying to them. So I've been doing replies to complete strangers, just giving them a mommy maker advice, or doing the videos just because it's easier and you screenshot it. But there's this lady who messaged me. She's like, I've been following you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. She's like, I'm actually a transaction coordinator. I'm like, okay. And like, I can literally pull it up and read what she said. But she said something like, I want to get more on social media, but I'm struggling with ideas. And it was just like, that message stood out to me because I have all these mommy maker questions. And then she's like, so I just like, whoa, well, ma'am, you can just do so much. Like, for example, either you're a transaction coordinator, either you're a lender or are a freaking realtor like myself. Look, if I'm going to sit down and write down all the ideas we can be filming, like, for example, snapshot in the day of the transaction coordinator, day of a, like even if you're a transaction coordinator, even you're behind computer, you'd be like, and this is how we process the first file. Like the list is so long, and especially for realtors, lenders, this is how I start my pre-approval, add little, comedian touch. And us realtors, oh my God, we can be like, and this is how on my way to the listing appointment, on my way to the office. Like we're building out finally our new office, standalone office. My content ideas are crazy. The shit I'm gonna do in there, with my phone, with videographer, I don't care, but it's just gonna be my another content piece. And what I want to tell to our audience, because I know we're probably short on time, right, Michelle? Like true transparency. So before I got into this surgery, which was 3 weeks ago, a week off, I met with a professional videographer and we shot 3 professional videos. First one was just a call to action. Hey, I'm Lana Rodriguez, use my team. Then I did a video with my listing specialist and video to my buyer specialist. Have I posted these videos? Absolutely fucking not. They were sent to me, they sit in my Google Drive, it's perfectly edited. I'm like, this is gonna be the day, and then I just forget. But like, don't even think, oh, do I need to hire a professional videographer? Eventually you do. If you want some nice professional content, eventually you do. We all do. We want to like look nice and professional and pretty, but this is your best friend. Friends, like your phone, like this is a real shit. Okay, super easy. Like do it, just do it. And like, don't even overthink it. Don't overthink it. And don't want to talk about real estate. Don't talk about real estate. Talk about your cat. If you have a cat, look, Lana Rodriguez here reporting you with my cat. My cat was mean today. She scratched my face. The end,
If you enjoyed this episode, please go follow my guests on social media. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please consider leaving us a review wherever you consume this content.